Hello and welcome to the 4th edition of Cultural Cooking. I'm Regan Driscoll and I'm here with Julia Tokel, and she's from the United Kingdom, but originally she's from Bulgaria, and today we're going to be making an apple crumble.
So for the apple crumble we're going to need apples, we're going to need lemon, some unsalted butter, brown sugar and plain flour.
Okay, so first what should we do?
We're going to start off with cutting the apples.
Cutting the apples, alright.
I usually cut the apples in half and then half again and then just peel it through.
That is a way easier way of peeling apples.
I don't know why, maybe it's just my grandma. That's how she did it when I was little. So all we need to do now is chop them into 1 centimetre size pieces, just like this.
Okay. Now what's the lemon for?
It's just to prevent them from getting brown, and it gives it a lot of flavour when you cook them as well.
And it smells nice.
It does.
So once you have all of the apples chopped up, you just want to combine them with about a half a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and leave it on low heat for 10 minutes max. Now we're just making the crumble while the apples are cooking. And Julia, what are you doing?
I'm just going to chop the butter up so it makes it easier to crumble.
Okay, and I'm going to do about, how much brown sugar?
Just about a cup.
A mug full? Alright. It's interesting you measure in mugs, or did you just not have?
I didn't have the measuring cups of it. I've always done it this way. It's just quicker.
Definitely, rather than having to follow the lines and make it match up. So with the brown sugar, I added 2 cups of flour or mugfuls, and I'm now combining it with the butter that Julia cut up, and I'm just rubbing it all together to get that nice crumbly texture. So what's the difference between apple crumble and apple crisp? They seem pretty similar so far.
With apple crisp, you don't really cook the apples before you put them in, so it's more crispy. Sometimes you don't even have to peel them, you just warm them up with the crumble on top.
Oh, okay.
Whereas with this you use white flour as well.
And then the oats.
Yes, you could use like wheat flour with the apple crisp.
Oh, okay.
Whereas this is plain. This is the British traditional way to do it.
Alright, and have it that be a little bit mushier at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you guys have this?
Very often. We usually have it hot with custard or ice cream. When it's done, you put a scoop of ice cream on top and it melts. It's delicious.
Oh, nice. I've got a little bit of ice cream, so we're in luck today. What other popular desserts are there?
Oh, there's lots. We have jam roly-poly.
Ooh, what's that? Roly-poly?
It's a roll. It's a bit like cake, but it's rolled with jam and cream.
Ooh.
It's delicious. We have that with custard too.
That sounds really good.
We have custard quite a lot.
Specialty, any particular kind?
Just normal plain vanilla custard.
Vanilla custard.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there.
So once they reach this point where they're bubbling, you just stir them up to make sure they're soft, and then you can put them in the dish.
So now we're just adding them right into the pan?
Yes, just scoop them out and
just
put them right in.
Sorry there, and just make sure the pan is buttered so that way it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good. And now do you want me to add a little bit of cinnamon on top?
Yes, you can just sprinkle it on top.
And it's all ready. Alright, so this is the turnout of the apple crumble, and we're going to dive right in. Should we just cut like that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. We've got some ice cream here we can put on top, some whipped cream as well. It works.
This looks good.
Oh, you can really tell how nice and crispy that is when you carve right into it. Now I'm going to add some whipped cream on top to mine.
Oh,
For you?
Good. Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you. Dig in.
Oh my goodness, that is to die for. It's amazing how you can get
It's good.
flavor from so few ingredients too.
I know, it's so easy to make and delicious.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm really curious to hear more about your life in the UK. Why don't you tell me, I know you were telling me about some of the desserts you have. How about meals?
Meals. Oh, I miss the meals. I'll start off with breakfast, in fact. I miss beans on toast. That's the first thing.
Beans on toast? What kind of beans?
Just tinned beans in tomato sauce.
Wow, for breakfast?
I'm looking forward to having that for breakfast as soon as I go back.
Nice, I've never had that before. That's interesting. How about the standards? Do you normally have like eggs and stuff too, or?
The traditional English breakfast, we have fried eggs, we have sausages, bacon. The bacon is also different in England.
Oh yeah, how so?
I found that. Here you have it really crispy and it's kind of strips. It's
What kind of bacon have you had here? Because I know I like my bacon crispy.
Yes, it's usually always crispy here. People kind of burn it, whereas in England we have it more just medium cooked in a way.
Oh, okay. Is it still in strips?
It's different.
I wonder if it's like Canadian bacon. Have you had Canadian bacon?
No.
That's thicker. It's almost like a ham, kind of.
It's a bit like it is thicker in England, yes.
You're originally from Bulgaria. What would you eat there?
In Bulgaria we have a lot of different food. It's really different to English and American food. Sometimes people have pasta for breakfast, which does make sense now because it's filling.
That's true.
So,
I never thought about
to
that.
start off breakfast with, yeah.
Now, since coming to America, what's the biggest difference you see here versus living home in the UK?
Home in the UK, I live, like most of the time, I live in my university town in York. So it's a city. Keene is a city too, but it's a lot smaller.
Very
Whereas
small.
in York, we have everything you can think of.
And how about... Oh, sorry, go on.
There's about 365 pubs
Oh, whoa.
in our town.
As opposed to the 5 here.
It's crazy, and it's such a beautiful place. And Keene is so much quieter. It's calm and more naturey. It's just a nice place where older people would like to live, I feel like.
How about in terms of things that you do over there?
There is a lot to do in York, but I feel like there's more to do here in Keene as the college offers everything for free. In England, we have to pay to go to the gym and we have to pay to do lots of activities, whereas here you get most of it for free, so I feel like people are more engaged.
So do you feel like it's more of a community here in the college?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's...
It's nicer.
So how about your education here? How is that different?
My education, it's totally different. There's so much more work to do here.
So what would schooling consist of over there?
We get a few assignments a year, like for the semester, but we'll get a few weeks to do it.
Oh.
And it comes in words. Say I have 5,000 words to do in 3 weeks. But I can do that whenever I like. Whereas here, I get homework set every day. So it's different.
Do you think it's more effective, or do you think it's just kind of busy work?
I do believe it's very effective. I have learned a lot while I was here.
Oh, that's great. And what are you studying again?
I'm doing education.
Education. And do you have a specialty that you want to teach?
No, I just wanted to do elementary education. In England, we call it primary education.
Oh, okay. So what was the biggest culture shock coming to America?
There's the people here, the parties. That was one thing that shocked me.
Oh, yeah?
Going to someone's house, I just felt like I wasn't invited there. I was like, oh, the parents are going to come. What's going to happen if they come? Like, it felt so weird. Whereas in England, you can drink as soon as you're ready, so you just go out. That was a different thing for us to experience.
Now, last week on the show, Alana was telling me, she's from Luxembourg, and that their drinking age is younger as well. And she was saying that she thinks that's helped them learn to drink responsibly. What do you think about that over there in England?
I agree with that. People just become so much more responsible because by the age they're 21, they have learned how to handle it and they act more grown up. It's like being more mature. Whereas here, being allowed to drink at 21, people just start to learn how to handle their drink out.
So would you say people are more apt or more focused on getting drunk rather than just socially drinking here?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
How old were you when you moved from Bulgaria?
I was 13 when I first moved to England and had my first 14th birthday there.
Oh, nice. And do you remember much about Bulgaria and living there?
Bulgaria, it was a quiet place. It reminded me of Keene quite a lot.
Oh, wow.
It was more quiet and calm, and we were just kids, so we just played around. So it's probably a lot different now.
So, me as an American, what's something that I should definitely know before I'm traveling over to the UK?
You should know that there's a lot to do if you wanted to do it. There's so many places you can visit. You can always give me a call.
What's your favorite place?
My favourite place of the whole England is York.
Mm-hmm.
I love the place. I love the the city. It's just a very historical and touristic place, so I suggest going to York.
Is there one museum or monument that I should definitely go and see?
Oh, you should go to the Minster. That's
Minster.
Yes, it's in the middle of town, and it's just one thing that you definitely should do if you go to York.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
How about any other favorite parts?
Of England or York?
Both.
London is a big place to go to. It reminds me a lot of New York. There's so much going on. It's breathtaking, but so busy at the same time. I don't think I could do it myself. But it's great to visit.
Nice. So there are some similarities between the US and the UK. How about fashion-wise? Is that any different?
That's a good question. I feel like in England, people dress, I want to say better, but the right word would be different. My preference is, I've seen a lot of people here wear trainers and yoga pants.
Oh yeah,
It's very
popular.
common here, whereas in England you don't see that a lot.
So would you say people are more likely to dress up, whereas
They dress
we don't
up
mind
more.
being in sweats?
Yes. I know, you turn up to class with pyjamas and I was like, oh dear. Whereas in our university, girls would put makeup on, they'd do their hair, they'd do like high heels and everything to come to classes.
So more concerned about, or like more focused
Their
on
looks,
appearances?
Yes.
So what were some of the stereotypes you heard about America before coming here?
Stereotypes. Well, I feel bad saying it, but people eat a lot of food, and it's true.
I polished mine off a while ago, so.
Yes, there's so much pizza, that's all we heard, and that's all we've seen, so food.
So that is a true stereotype
It
too?
is.
Alana, the girl from Luxembourg that was on the show, I know you know her, but she was saying that the portion sizes that they give out are even different. How about...
They're huge.
Really?
There's really no need for all that food. I feel like it's such a waste when I go out to a restaurant. I haven't been to a place where I haven't taken food home.
Oh my goodness.
Whereas in England, the portions are a lot smaller.
And some people just don't think anything of just tossing it out and letting it go to
Yes.
waste. So now we know where our obesity problem in America is coming from.
Portion sizes.
So I know you're going to be leaving here in pretty soon now. What's something you're going to take back with you?
It's something that I'm going to take back. Because I wanted to be a primary school teacher, I've seen the differences in the education, so I would really like to mix up both English and American education and put them all together into my own classroom and teach the culture to my children.
Oh, that's great. And what parts of the culture will you teach?
Well, I'll be teaching all lessons, but I would like to make sure they learn about the cultural differences, diversity, and respecting others.
So now that we've finished up our apple crumble, it's time to finish up the show. Thank you so much for joining us today,
You're
Julia.
welcome. Thank you.
And please tune in another time, and we'll have another culture to learn about. Thank you.